Alright, we're off to the cathedral, back here. Want to know more about that strange red text and the weird hanging person? Joyful, joyful! That again. What's going on? It's just very joyful here today. Huh? Ah, it's that girl from before. Was she the one hanging too? I feel like that's what her legs looked like. May I ask what your business here is? Are you the young lady the villagers keep talking about? Yes, they do seem to take an interest in me for some reason. Ah, you're not from the village, right? Me too. Really, that's comforting. I have to admit, I don't know much about Daiusu myself. So I was wondering, why were you in my room a few nights ago? I'm not sure what you mean. If you'll pardon me, I need to attend to something. Her arms look unusually long. But then I guess my character's arms are also long. No one really has exposed arms, I don't think. So maybe it's just everyone's arms are very long. Okay, see you later. Oh wow, she took off at a fucking speed, didn't she? By the way, what are you all doing? Well, you see, we thought she might be the saint. We were offering her our worship. The saint from the stories. Oh, they're just... It's so joyful, isn't it? Guess we're going inside. Do you really intend to keep going? Of course, we need to integrate into the modern world if the village is to survive. If we don't, what could I ever say to Tsubasa? Ah, sorry I'm late. Breakfast was so good I couldn't help but have seconds. Oh, I'm sure. Our food is delicious after all. Are you getting used to the village? Yes, I ate some Saints buns, talked to some kids, saw some opera. Opera? Yes, I saw some villagers practicing a performance in the graveyard. So you call musical performance opera in the outside world these days. Well, I think you need a huge theater in Asakusa to really be an opera, but... Ms. Tachibana, there's something I'd like to ask you. Yes? It seems you know quite a lot about modern cities. I'd like for you to continue collecting local history, but more than that, would you be willing to give your advice on our modernization project from an outside perspective? Huh? But I'm not really a consultant. Oh, but you are. Your knowledge of the world today seems comprehensive. We'll show our gratitude, of course. Your meals, well, here will be free and... I am at your beck and call. Ah, good. Well, thank you. I did promise that boy, after all. I want to do everything I can to help. Okay. I don't think... Oh, we haven't been to 3 of these. We've been to the well, so why don't we just stop by the well again real quick, get that out of the way, before we see the new places. Hey, don't you think that rich lady is actually kinda unpleasant? You think so too? I said hello to her, but she just ignored me. I bet she's just all stuck up because all the men are just fawning over her. I've been wondering that myself, but I don't know. If we leave it to just the men, God knows what had happened to this whole project to help the village. So many people here seem oblivious. Juan's the only one we can really count on. Oh, he's the real man. He's the man's man of this village. Well, I guess, just like anywhere, not everyone gets along here. Let's head to the kitchen. So this is the kitchen the old man spoke of. It looks great. Ah, we have a guest. Come on over. So this is where the food based on the saint was first created? I heard that meat flowed like water back then. Still hard to believe. Ah, you've heard well. Here, try my specialty. Meat fountain dumplings. I tried to recreate the image of infinite, overflowing meat. My goodness. Meat dumplings piled layer upon layer to look like a water fountain. Amazing. This is amazing. Oh, Jesus Christ, she's really getting through him. Say, you were talking about the saint a moment ago, yeah? I like that they're all disappearing gradually. That young noble lady, you know her? She's been asking around about the saint. Really? I wonder if she's interested in the old stories too. I just spend all my time here in the kitchen, so I can't say much, but... She asked me, and after I told her everything I knew, she took off without a bite. What a waste. It's such good food, too. Oh, thank you for the meal. God, you already ate it? Well, there's something for your work being appreciated, I suppose. She just eats fucking everything. And a lot of it. Gotta appreciate a lady with an appetite. Pond Bank. That's another new place. I guess we're going there. It just opened up. Oh, Juan is here, and that creepy girl. She doesn't have a name yet, and there's someone in the water, apparently? So if I may, what brings you to Dayusu? My health has been poor lately. I came to convalesce. This village is quiet and pleasant. It's helped my recovery greatly. Since I've recovered somewhat, I thought I would see more of the village. Is that so? We have the cathedral, of course, but there are many other wonderful sights. For example, have you seen our sanctuary with the Maria statue? No, not yet. What is it exactly? Well, it was once a mining tunnel for gold and silver. Oh my. Yes, but the gold and silver dried up long ago, and the Maria statue was enshrined there afterward. I see. Very interesting. It's a beautiful statue. Please feel free to have a look whenever you like. Well, we went to this place and didn't even interact with the people there. We were just like, I guess, listening. Let's check out that side street. How about a stamp card? We could do a morning market. Ah, yes, very good. What are you all talking about? Wow, fucking nosy. We're coming up with ideas for the village project. Juan asked us to think of ideas to attract tourists. Oh, that sounds fun. Obviously, a stamp collection card based on old village chiefs is the best idea. What? We gotta do the morning market for fresh poison mushrooms. What? What, you got a problem with stamps? No, my problem's always been you. Don't fight. Fighting is bad. Right, Kurisu? Oh, he fucking pieced. He ran away? Wow, they're pissed. Calm down. Let's talk about this. Oh, I guess we can go back to the pond bank. Why don't we? This has got to be the best plan for helping the village. A morning market for delicious poison mushrooms. No one else here would ever think of this. Actually, I saw someone else suggesting the same thing on the street. What? Well, whatever. I'll work on it on my own. Okay, but I think you'd be better off cooperating. All these poison mushrooms, though, are they popular or something? Oh yeah, that other one was my guide. I was like, why isn't this one talking? I can't tell who's zooming in on to talk. They could have made my guide a unique character instead of just looking like everyone else, or maybe that's going to be a thing later. You're the one investigating the history of the village, yes? I heard from Juan. Yes, if you could help, I'd appreciate it. Well, if it's old tales you need, there's one that comes to mind, right, darling? Oh, yes, indeed. We must tell you the story of the crane wife. In the old days, a village man went out hunting and instead saved a crane from a trap. The next evening, a beautiful lady traveler came to the man's house. I'm actually familiar with this tale. Eventually, the man and woman fell in love and were wed. They were very, very close, and the people of the village welcomed their wedding. However, one evening while everyone slept, the girl snuck out. The husband was suspicious and followed her, but in the sanctuary of the Maria statue, the girl turned into a crane. On seeing this, the husband cried out in surprise by accident. Knowing it had been found, the crane flew away, its last expression a sad one. The girl never returned to the man, or so it is said. Here you are, dear. Some water. Oh, thank you. I hope you'll never fly off on me. Oh, never. I was hoping it would do the laughter on its own. I see. That's similar to other stories about cranes you find in folklore. Yeah, come to think of it, that's not the story I was familiar with. The one I was thinking of is the wife said, like, never peek on me when I'm changing or something, and then the husband did and saw that she was a crane, and then she had to leave. That was the one I was thinking of. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that doesn't even exist. Did that help you at all, darling? Of course. Thank you very much. Okay, now we're at the riverside. That's a little different than the story of the crane wife I heard. Is that right? Yes, she didn't fly off in the end, you see. She remained in the village and laid an egg. An egg? Yes, it was apparently the child of the crane and the man. A child? So a child was born from an egg? I'm not sure about that. The story just ends with the crane laying an egg. I see. That's a pretty unique ending. Okay, that's it. We came to the riverslide. Glass workshop. I almost thought that said glass worship. Maybe it's ass worship. Here's the church I would attend. No, the crane wife didn't leave, and certainly laid no eggs. Ah! So the crane wife, in the end, was martyred because of the Christian ban. Hers was a tragedy of the age of oppression. Wait, did the crane wife convert? She wasn't a villager, and the other accounts don't mention this. Well, you see, I wonder. Ah, of course. She was always a Christian crane, you see, and came to the village due to the oppression. We're sort of drifting from the idea of being found in a trap here. Okay, everyone is confused about the crane. Oh, it's getting late. Let's go to the Maria Shrine. I feel like there's answers here. Oh, it's her. She still not have a name? Wait, isn't that... Wow, what the fuck are we doing up here? Okay, that's it. We came here to see her enter the cathedral. Oh. Weird. There's no writing. Is one of her eyes bigger than the other? I feel like in some scenes it isn't. What are you doing? Yeah, one eye's definitely a little more closed. Yeah, they move so weird. This looks like a PS2 game, operates like a PlayStation 1 game. Ah, good evening. What were you looking at? The Maria statue. Quite odd, isn't it? Oh, yeah, one of her eyes isn't slightly closed anymore. I was examining the construction of the statue and pedestal to see if I could determine when it was made. Ah, so you do like old history and culture, huh? Well, isn't that why you've been talking to the people of the village? Yes, of course. So do you know when it's from? Maybe. I think it is from before the Edo period. When the oppression of Christians began, it must have been their one last pillar of faith. This is a type of statue called a Maria Canon, you see. It can be passed off as the Bodhisattva Canon, so they can continue to worship in secret. I don't know what that is. Is that based on the word Buddha? Bodhisattva. Yeah, I don't know that word at all. The one remaining piece of an ugly history, huh? So she was looking for that writing. She was probably the one that wrote. That sneaky girl. What the hell is she up to? What is anyone up to in this? What am I up to playing it? Oh, this is that book on theology I've been wanting to read for ages. This library has a huge collection. How did you get them all? Ah, Pastor Okada assembled this collection. Wow, he's really studious then, huh? Is that studious or studious? It's probably studious. I've never heard the word spoken, to be honest. Quite. He's always loved books. More's the pity. More's the huh? Well, our faith here in Daiusu is a little different than normal. Well, it is, unique. After all, we were hidden and isolated for so long, we hardly obey Christian orthodoxy anymore. He's long since realized that, and it still bothers him. Well, if Juan's tourism program goes well, perhaps that will close the gap a little. I see. That's one way to look at it. Oh, listen to me going on like this. Well, good night. Give them both my best, would you? Of course. Good night. We heard a lot of interesting stories today, huh? And I got to meet that young lady in red everyone talks about so much. She seems to like history and stories, so I think we'll get along. Well, I'm going to get some sleep, so I'll be ready for tomorrow. Good night. Yes, I think the game said we're playing as the guide. He's always present, but never saying anything. On to the back to the cathedral, I guess. Man, when there's a lot of different things like that on screen, it's really hard to interpret what's happening. Alone tonight, are we? The day of the completion ceremony draws near. Everyone's getting into it. Many distinguished guests have come to us this year. Perhaps... Yes, she seems especially promising. Please, don't let her out of your sight. Oh, I think one of them is the guide. Because he's just ellipses. I can't tell, they all look the fucking same. Is this like a Wicker Man thing? Do we want or like a Midsummer thing? We want outsiders to come here so we can like sacrifice them or something? All I can do is assume, I have no idea. The place seems nice enough, but that last conversation was a little sus. Alright, I should plan out what I want to do today. Silence. The mythology of the village seems to center mostly on the crane wife and the saint. Both of them are entities from outside the village, viewed in a special light. I'll look for any other similar stories while keeping an eye out for tourism project ideas. Alright, that's the plan. That's what we're doing today. Go back to the chief's residence. Oh, it's a weird girl. Well, how about some big cool fireworks? Yeah, that'd be nice. Wow, what was with that weird camera shot just now? Oh, she's just creeping. What on earth are you? Ah, we were just talking over ideas for the tourism project. How very curious. Don't shift the camera like that, it's gonna make me throw up. Curious? I think it's normal, everyone's working really hard. I'd debate that. The villagers are divided, and no one's working with anyone else. They say they want to grow the village and attract tourists, but there's no theme to any of it. Do you really expect such an effort to go well? Well, no, that's not how it is. It'll be fine. I'm going to help and make sure it succeeds. Oh my, I wasn't denying the possibility, merely worrying. I'm trying to give her like a distant, vacant voice, because her face kind of strikes me as that, but I feel the voice actress that's doing it doesn't sound as distant as I am. I'll be looking forward to seeing the end result of all the hard work. I think it's just her eyes. Like, I don't know. Oh, she's not taking off at quite the speed this time, but it still looks... I feel like it looks more awkward and slower. Thanks, Miss Hamamoru. Yeah, leave it to me. That's a big boast I got baited into making. Been to all these places. Let's back up to Glass Workshop. How about a story of Oshira? I heard about that one when I was a kid. Oh, that's the name of that deity whose worship is popular in Tohoku, right? Is it really a god outside the village? It's just a story here. Anyway, a long time ago, an outsider woman got lost and ended up here. She was a sudden, unexpected guest, so we didn't have any rooms for her. The chief put her up in the stable. Then the girl fell in love with the horse in there, and said she'd marry it, apparently. The chief wasn't sure what to do, but he let them live together in the stable. Eventually, they had a wedding ceremony for a lady and a horse, and they turned into a stone together. That cool story, bro. Well, that's sudden. Why a stone? No idea. Anyway, they say the stone can still be found somewhere in the village. Kind of a strange ending. Is it thematically similar to the Crane Wife? It is thematically similar to the Crane Wife, though. I started posing that as a question. A crane's one thing, but a horse? I thought the whole thing was weird front to back as a kid. I think the whole thing is weird front to back as an adult. Oh, we haven't been to the lodge yet, which means we should save. Let's go back to the riverside. Old stories about visitors from the outside. Let's see. I know a story about a pastor who came to us from afar. Want to hear that one? Really? Yes, please. That sounds very interesting. The pastor could tell fortunes, and sometimes made very accurate prophecies. Wait, a fortune-telling pastor? According to the tale, the pastor was very impressed with the village's faith. Ultimately, the pastor chose to live here until the end of their life. I see. He was a great man, wasn't he? Yes, the pastor was indeed. Why did it pan over to the guide just now? I can't wait for this to go somewhere. But let's go to the library. Maybe that's somewhere to go. She's asleep, huh? Oh, a visitor. Oh, it's an old lady. I should sound old. Well, I mean, I already sound old because I am old. What? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you. No, not at all. I may not be able to see, but my ears are sharp enough. So, did you need something, dear? Ah, yes. I wanted to ask if you know any old stories from this village, but... There's a lot of old stories about visitors from outside, right? Do you... Oh. Huh? She fell asleep again, huh? Okay, thanks, blind old lady.